Hello, everybody. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Oh, good evening, good evening. So happy to see you all in this fine evening, although we are meeting online. I hope that you all are keeping fine and doing well. Aren't you? So how many? Yes, so there are 9 participants, 10 including me. Shall we start our session? Shall we start?
Okay, sir.
Right, first of all, I want to know whether I am audible. Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Right. So I am sharing my slides. Is it visible?
Yes, visible.
It is visible, no? Right. Students, so we started the discussions on job analysis last week. Job analysis is the second function of human resource management that has to be performed after job designing, and essentially this has to be performed before human resource planning, right? After job designing, but before human resource planning. This is the second function. We discuss some of the fundamentals of job analysis. So, do you remember? We define the term job analysis. Job analysis is a kind of study or kind of examination or kind of investigation, a kind of research or survey. The systematic study of or systematic investigation of jobs and job holder characteristics, right? So it is systematic investigation of jobs and job holder characteristics in order to create a collection of information that can be used to perform various HRM functions. So there are many HR functions to be performed. To perform so-called functions, we need information so that in advance we collect these informations and make a pool of information, and we keep those informations recorded by means of GDs and JAs. One more document called performance standards. That is what we do. In short, in order to perform many other HR functions, we need information with regard to different job characteristics and job order characteristics, so that we create a collection of information. Right? We investigate, study each and every job, and collect information and create a pool of information. So that is job analysis. We discussed that job analysis done about all the jobs, not about all the positions. There is a difference between job and the position. We discussed. Doing a job analysis for each and every position is meaningless, useless. Right? Job analysis done by a specialist in large organization called job analyst. But in case of medium-sized organization, we don't find job analysts. The HR manager can do it. HR manager will do it. In small organizations, so there are no HR managers, so that owner manager need to also analysis if he or she understand. Right. Then we discuss the significance of job analysis. Job analysis is so significant, so important, because job analysis relates to many other HR functions. Job analysis relates to human resource planning. We discuss, right? Especially to perform succession planning. Succession planning is part and parcel of human resource planning. Do not worry, we are going to talk about succession planning in our next session. Succession planning is all about deciding or determining who will replace whom in the event of vacancy occurs. Right? So we take a tentative decision. In order job balance information. So then in order to recruitment, job balance is important, right? Especially in order to prepare recruitment message, in order to prepare job advertisement, job balance information are important. Then in order for phone selection function, job balance information are important, right? Especially in order to check the suitability of applicants. So you have to have information with regard to required key qualities and qualifications. So job balance gives information with regard to required key qualities and qualifications. Then induction orientation. In order to introduce the newcomer to the job, so you need job balance information. You have to have a copy of JD. So training and development job balance is important. But we did not discuss about others, but when you understand the perform, so each and every functions of the organization, you'll be able to relate job balance information with those. For example, in order to performance evaluation, job balance is important. In order to rewards management, job balances information are required. In order to job designing and redesigning, this is important. Health and safety management, labor relations, discuss. Then we started the discussions on process of job analysis, but we could not complete it. So there are 6 steps to be followed. Want to do job analysis? There are 6 steps. So you have to follow these steps in the order given. You can't change the order. We discussed first 2 steps. So familiarize with the nature and the type of the work of the organization. If you are new to the organization, you have to get some understanding about the nature and the type of the work of the organization. And we discussed that you have to be aware of the vision of the organization, mission of the organization, strategic goals, management hierarchy, etc. Right. So in order to get such information, you can refer to the website of the organization. You can get many informations. Then how about annual reports? If you go through annual reports, you can get some other information. Can get some copies of prospectus of the organization. Go through some of the previous job analysis records, or you can contact some senior managers even to get some information. Right, so do not limit to one method. Do not limit to one source. So use several sources. Idea is to be familiarized. Idea is to get the familiarity. Right, so what it is okay. Then identify and select jobs to be analyzed. So if you are going to analyze jobs, first of all, you have to understand the number and the type of jobs available. Right? So how many jobs are available? What type of jobs are available? You have to get some understanding. So in order to get some understanding about the number and the type of jobs available, there are several ways that you can do it. You can refer to so payroll records. So if employees are working, they should be paid. So if you go through payroll records, you can get some understanding about the number of jobs available. You can use some other methods such as telephone directory, management hierarchy, right? So job grading books. So there are many other ways, right? Use not only one. You can use several methods. Once you get some information by using one method, use another method to get it confirmed. You have to check the accuracy, right? So here understand in case of large organization, ideally it is better if you can analyze job of so it is better to analyze all jobs in an organization. Ideally it is better. We recommend to analyze the job, all jobs in an organization. But the problem is in case of very large big organizations, it will not be that easy. Right? So in order to analyze all jobs, so that you have to select some jobs to be analyzed. You have to select some jobs to be analyzed. How do you select some jobs to be analyzed? What are the jobs that you are going to select? Suppose that, so there is a particular organization where there are 1,000 jobs. There are 1,000 jobs. You will not be able to do job analysis for 1,000 jobs, but you can do job analysis only for 200 jobs. Yes? How do you select 200 jobs out of 1,000? What is your priority? Hmm? What is your priority? What are the jobs that you are going to select to analyze? Yes. What are the jobs that
Salary.
you are? Huh?
Salary.
Talents. Talents. Okay. Right. So that is one option. Understand there may be many jobs, but among them, so it is better if you can select all the key jobs. All the key jobs. What are key jobs? All the important jobs. All the important. All the jobs are important, but not equally important. Not among all the jobs, there will be some jobs which are more important than others. You have to get some understanding about the relative worth of the job. Right? For example, understand so manager jobs are important. That's why they are paid high salaries. Manager jobs. So you can select all the managerial jobs. Sometimes not only managerial jobs. So there will be some jobs which are more important than managerial jobs. It depends on the type of the organization. For example, in case of Sri Lanka Ports Authority, there are some jobs, key jobs, which are more important than managerial jobs. They are paid high salaries. For example, granty crane operator. That job is a key job, right? So the success of Ports Authority heavily depends on the successful performance of those jobs. Granty crane operator is the one who load and unload containers from ships. So that's a key job. They are paid well. They are paid very high salaries, sometimes more than managers. Tugmen who bring out harbor ships to inside the harbor. The job is very lucrative. They are paid high salaries, right? So that is a key job. So you have to select that type of jobs. Some considers jobs available in the operation department is important because operation is a direct function. Some considers the jobs in the marketing department is direct. Marketing is a direct function, so that important. Marketing people who brings these organizations. So then you can select. So it depends on the type of the organization. Anyway, you have to select talents, you have to select skilled employees, you have to select most on jobs. Right. That's how we can do it. We discuss up to that. Right. Third step is to develop job analysis information format. Job analysis information format. Can you tell me the meaning of that? What is job analysis information format? You have to develop a job analysis information format or job analysis schedule. Anybody? Okay, no worries. Understand, students, when you are going to do job analysis, what you are going to do is we are going to study each and every job and we are going to collect information. Right? We are going to collect information with regard to job characteristic and job order characteristic. But when we are going to collect data, sometime by mistaken we will miss out some of the information. Or we will collect information which are not required. Two errors may occur. On the one hand, we will miss some of the informations we have to correct. We will miss it. On the other hand, we may collect some irrelevant information which are not required. So what will happen? If we collect some irrelevant information which are not relevant, what will happen? We are going to collect data with regard to job characteristic and job order characteristic in order to job analysis. But by mistaken, we may collect some irrelevant information, which are not relevant, which are not required. What happens? What happens if we collect irrelevant information, information which are not required, not useful? Yes. Is it good to collect? Is it okay to collect irrelevant information or not? Huh?
No,
No, sir.
I couldn't follow. Is it okay to collect? Is it good?
not good.
Not good. Understand it costs to the organization. If you are going to collect irrelevant information, it costs a lot to the organization. Think about your time you spend, think about your effort, think about your energy, materials you use. So everything is a cost. Collecting unnecessary information is costly, right? And so that you have to make sure that you are not collecting irrelevant information. On the other hand, you have to make sure that you collect all the information. Or you may not miss out any information. What happens if you do not collect required information? By mistaken, you have missed some of the information. What will happen? You perform a job analysis. You collected information. But at the end, you have found that you have not collected some of the information which are required. You have missed out. Then what is the problem? What is the problem? If you collect, if you have not collected, so required information, what happened? Is it okay? Is it okay to miss out some of the important informations you have to collect?
No, sir. May get wrong decisions.
Yes, you may get wrong decision. So your job analysis may not be success. You will not be a successful, right? If job analysis is not a success, you can't use those informations for decision making. All the decisions that you're going to take go wrong. You are going to take any decision based on job analysis information, JDs and Js. So all the decisions go wrong, right? Students, so that you have to make sure that you are not collecting irrelevant information, and at the same time you are not missing out all the required information. How can you do it? In order to do that, so what you can do is you can develop a job analysis checklist. Job analysis checklist. Job analysis checklist is just like a questionnaire. It is not a questionnaire, it is like a questionnaire. So you are going to jot down, you are going to write down, right? Or you are going to make a list of information you want to collect, right? For example, so you need to collect job identification data, you want to collect main duties and responsibilities, you want to collect human characteristics such as academic qualification, professional qualifications, experience, etc. Then working conditions you want to collect, health and safety conditions, performance standards, and other job-related fields. So these are the information you want to collect, so that you write down those information in a piece of paper. And when you are going to collect data, you go with this checklist and collect, so that you will not miss out any of the information. On the other hand, you may not collect irrelevant information. Understood? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. So if you can keep all those informations in your head, it is okay. You need not to develop a checklist. You can keep all those informations, data in your head. But normally we forget. So sometimes we forget many data, many things, right? So that why you are worried about it. So you can simply make a list and follow that list when you are going to collect data. Right. So we are going to discuss the fourth step. This is the most important step of the process. All about collecting information or data. This is all about collecting data or information. This is the time that we are going to collect data. Right? So in order to collect data in job analysis, there are several methods. You can use one method or two methods or several or all the methods that we are going to discuss. There are several methods. My advice is not to depend only on one method. So use several method, combination of method. Right? If you use the combination method, you can maximize the advantages of each method and minimize the disadvantages. Okay. Each method has its own merits and demerits. So that better strategy is to have a combination. Right. So first we will discuss these methods. Then you can decide what methods you should so followed. Right. First one is observation. Observation. We call it nirikshana. This is one of the methods that you can use to collect data. What is observation? It is all about collecting data by observing how the job is performed by the employee. You go to the place where the job is performed, and you get the site, and you look at the person who is performing it. Then you get the data you need. For example, you want to analyze the data, you want to analyze the job of a machine operator. You go to the place where the machine is located, and you get the site, and you look at how the job is performed by the machine operator. What are the things he is doing? What are the activities he is doing? What are the tools, techniques, system he is using? What type of working environment? What type of relation he is making? So you can gather many informations, not all, but some. So especially this is used to analyze jobs which require some manual operations. Right? Manual jobs, you can use this method. Right? However, it is not that easy to get some information by using this method for jobs which require some mental operation. If mental operations are required, so this is not a good method because you don't know how job is performed mentally. Job of a mathematician, you can't analyze the job of a senior manager because most of the functions are so not seen mentally. But some other jobs which use some physical functions, you can use this method. Observation. Right, first-hand data accuracy is high. You can get some understanding about the level of the difficulty of the job. So there are some advantages. The second one is participation. Participation also very good method. Can anybody tell me the meaning of participation? Can anyone tell me the meaning of participation? No worries. So participation method is all about collecting data or collecting information by doing the job by job analysis himself herself. Job analyst does the job by himself herself in order to collect data. For example, machine operator. So job analyst wants to collect data with regard to machine operator job. So the machine operator goes to the place where the machine is located and try to perform the machine by himself herself. And by performing the job, so he can learn different tasks, duty, responsibilities, working conditions, qualification one should have to do the job, etc. Relatively good method. Relatively good method. First-hand information, level of difficulty can be understood. If there are some health hazard that can be understood, there are many advantages. But there are several disadvantages too. There are several disadvantages. What are the disadvantages of participation method? Did you notice? There are several disadvantages of participation method. Are you aware? Yes. Can anyone tell me the disadvantages of participation method? It's all about collecting data by doing the job, by doing the job by the job analyst himself herself. Job analyst, job analyst, the job by himself herself in order to analyze it. What are the disadvantages? Can you use this method for all the type of jobs? Can you use participation method for all the type of jobs?
No, sir.
No. For some job, it is not possible. For some job, it is illegal. For some jobs, it is dangerous. For some jobs, it is unethical. Can you perform a job of a pharmacist? Can you perform job of a pharmacist? You want another job of a pharmacist?
No.
Can you use
No, sir.
No, we can't perform job of a pharmacist. Why we can't? Why can't we? Reason?
Lack of the knowledge in the relevant field.
Yes. Yes. Understand. In order to work as a pharmacist, it requires formal education plus extensive training, specialized training, plus licensing. Plus licensing. So it requires a license too. You don't have a license to work as pharmacist. Can you do it? It is illegal. Illegal. Right? That's a punishable offense. Punishable offense. Can you work as a medical doctor? You can't. You can't work as a medical doctor. It requires specialized training plus licensing. Can you work as a firefighter? Can you perform job of a firefighter? ගිනි නිවන හමුදා බට්ටියක ජොබ් එකක් කරන්න පුළුවන්ද අපිට ඇනලයිස් කරන්න? Can you do it? What is your idea? Can we work as a firefighter? Huh?
Can't, sir.
No, sir.
No. Yes, we can't do it because it is dangerous. We may lose our life too. It is dangerous. So that students, for some job it is illegal, for some job it is not ethical, unethical. For some jobs it is impossible. For some jobs, so it is totally wrong, illegal. Right. However, for other jobs, so if possible, you can. There are many advantages of using this method, but depending on the type, you can select. Then, so we are going to talk about another method called questionnaire method. So this is one of the widely used method. This is one of the widely used method, popular method. And you also are using questionnaire method. What is a questionnaire? Questionnaire is a document which contains questions. You prepare questionnaire. Questionnaire is a document which has questions. Based on the type of the information you need, you can prepare questionnaire. Preparation of questionnaire is now easy because already you have prepared job analysis schedule. So you can turn that schedule into questionnaire. Right? Create the questionnaire so you can distribute to the intended audience or employees information. You can administer that questionnaire by using several methods. So if you want, you can send it by post and by postal. If not, you can hand deliver. Or if not, you can use social media, right? WhatsApp, very easy, right? So you can use Google Form in order to send it. Right. So when compared to the other method, so this is a good method because you can collect a lot of data by using this method. You can collect information from lot of employees. Cost is relatively low. In case of Google Form, does it incur cost? Does it incur cost if you use Google Form? Does it cost?
No, sir.
No, it doesn't cost even a red cent. Not incur even a red cent if you use Google Form. So it is less costly. And how about time consumption? Does it take time? Take time? No. Right? So it is time efficient. Right? But however, students, there are some so bottlenecks or problems if you are going to use questionnaire method. So one is that you can't use this method for all the categories of employees. Can you use questionnaire method for employees who are illiterate? Can you use questionnaire method for employees who are illiterate?
Can't, sir.
No, we can't because illiterate employees cannot read and write. There may be some employees. So think about the state sector. There are many employees who cannot read and write. So that you can't use this because they will not be able to. On the other hand, so there is a problem with regard to the accuracy of the information. Do you think that so you get accurate information by using questionnaire method? Normally, people tend to fill out questionnaires based on how they understand the questionnaire, how they understand, right? So that you can't make sure the consistency of answering. Different people may perceive, different people, different employees will interpret the questionnaire in different ways, so that you may not get accurate information. Right. So another big problem is a less response rate. Many people do not want to respond to your questionnaire. It takes time so that they will not respond. So response rate associated with post questionnaire survey is less than 10%. If you send 100 questionnaires, you may get back only 100. Some additional method to increase the response rate. Big issue. Otherwise, how this is one of the widely used method. Then employee log. Employee log is a diary. Employee log is a diary. So you ask the incumbent or employees to keep a diary with regard to what they do on the job from time to time. Most employees are supposed to keep some entries with regard to what they do. So whenever they are going to change a particular task they are doing, they are supposed to keep entries. Initially, employees may agree to do it, but later on, with the passage of time, so they may dislike when the novelty wears out, so they may forget it. So that so we rely on this one. But how if entries are made for a particular period of time, so you can get that information, get some understanding about the job. So in order to analyze complex jobs, so this is a good job. For example, machine operators, you can ask the employee to keep some entries with regard to what they do on that particular job. Interviews also widely used method, popular method. The widely used method, popular method, where a job analyst conduct face-to-face, oral, and observation of incumbent, their superiors, their subordinates, customers, etc. Right? You can have oral conversation. So with the job incumbent, they are superiors, so they are co-workers, they are subordinates, etc. Get some understanding. So this is very important. So this has many merits, but understanding interview is not that easy. It takes time. It is consuming, right? It is very costly. But although it is somewhat costly when compared to the others, so you get a chance to get some questionable responses. You can clarify questionable responses by using this method, right? So that you can increase the accuracy of the data you collect. Finally, there's one more method called jury of expert. Of expert. Right, students. So you can appoint a team of expert in order to analyze the job. Expert are expert, so they possess a lot of information with regard to job characteristic and job holder characteristics. So from them you can get. So this is the one of the best ways to job complex. Expert understand so many things with regard to jobs. Right. So this is what we call technical conference. Right? So you can contact the members of the panel and get informations. Right. So this is a very good method. Jury of expert. Right. So do not limit to one or two method, students. So once you collect data by using one method, you can use the other method to confirm the data you have collected. So you have to make sure that the data you collect are accurate, right? Okay, so with that I conclude data collection method. So you can use the same method for some other purposes too, right? uh, so so there may be some other methods. So if it is okay, you can use it. Right. Right. Next one is the application of job analysis information. Right. Before discussing the application of job analysis information, so shall we have a small break, students? Shall we have a small break?
Okay.
Oh, okay. We'll have a small break. It is difficult to conduct lectures online, especially at this time. I will have a small break, so you can have a cup of tea and refresh yourself, and we'll have, right? We'll continue. So I want to complete this session today. Right. So let's take a small break. Hello, everybody. Have you come back? Hello. Are you connected? Hello, everybody.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Right. So we are studying, we are discussing the process of job analysis. There are 6 steps. We discussed the first 4 steps. Next one is the 5th one. It is all about applying job analysis information or data. So this is the step that we are going to record collected data by using data collection method. Now we have collected a pool of information with regard to job characteristic and job order characteristic of jobs in the organization. Now we are going to record those data. We are going to keep entries with regard to those data. In short, based on the data we have collected, we are going to prepare 3 documents. There are 3 documents that we can prepare based on the information we have collected. So one is job description. In short, we call it JD. Then the second one is job specification. In short, we call it JS. And there's another document we can prepare. It is called performance standards. So these 3 documents are the documents that we can prepare based on the informations we have collected. However, many organizations are preparing only first 2 documents, job description and job specifications, not the third one. Right? So that we are discussing only JDs and JAs here, job description and job specification. We will discuss performance standards when you are going to talk about performance evaluation. So performance standards are rating scales. Especially performance standards are important in order to rate how well employees are doing their job, to what extent they are doing their job. Standards are important. Right. So anyway, we will discuss performance standard when we are talking about, when we are studying, we are going to talk about performance evaluation. We will discuss at the time we discuss performance evaluation. Right. JDs and JS. I am sure that some of you may have JDs and JS. So hands up those who have JDs and JS for the jobs you are performing. Hands up those who have JDs and JS. Anybody? Yes. How many? How many of you are having JDs and JS? One raise hand and again put down their hand. Nobody? One. Yes, two. Yes, three. Right. Okay, good. So what do you mean by, yes, there are some. Some of you have got JDs, right? Some of you may have both JDs and JS. Right. Anyway, students, so upon the completion of this session, you should be able to prepare JDs and JS for the jobs. So you are doing, or you should be able to prepare JDs and JS for the other jobs too. Right. So what is JD? Job description. Job description is a document that describes the job. Job description is a document that describes the job. Job description is a profile of a job. Profile of job characteristic. It is a summary of job characteristic. Job description describes different tasks, duties, responsibilities, working conditions, etc. of a particular job. Right? It specifies what is done, why it is done, when it is done, and briefly explain how it is done. One job description for one job, so that each and every, ideally it is better to have job description for each and every job of the organization. Okay. Right. So I have given you a sample job description for a particular job which is available in my university. In my university, there is a particular unit called MSc or MBA Management Program Unit. That particular unit, there is a job called Personal Secretary. Personal Secretary. So we have prepared job description for that particular job, right? So students understand there is no any universally accepted format for preparing job descriptions. You can do it as you want, as you like, right? So different organizations prepare. So JDs as they want, as they like. But anyway, we prefer to prepare it. So with some parts, right? So there are 5 parts in the job description we have prepared, right? Part 1 is for job identification information. You have collected job identification information. How do you identify the job? For example, job title, personal secretary. Job location. Location is the faculty of graduate studies. Under faculty, there are several units. So this unit is MSc Manager Program Unit. Superior's title. Superior is the coordinator, academic coordinator. So person secretary should report to the coordinator. And if you understand job number, you can include that too. So those are job identification information. Already you have collected. You are going to put those things under part 1. Part 2 is job summary. Job summary, alternatively, it is called the purpose of the job. Any job should have a purpose. What is the purpose? To provide an efficient and effective secretarial service at the individual level needed by the relevant superior, right, to achieve goals and objectives of the unit. So this is the job summary or purpose of the job. Then you have to specify main duties. You have to write down all the duties in part 3. For example, to maintain filing and record management systems and others office flow procedures. One duty. So person secretary should follow. To maintain harmonious relationship with all the type of persons who interact. Then to make or facilitate appointments and remind them to the superior. So likewise, you have to specify all the main duties. But however, sometimes you will not be able to write down all the duties. You can't make that list as complete as possible. So that you are going to face one of the problem. So due to the preparation of job description. Students, on our very first day, we discussed that there are some behavioral problems associated with job analysis. We discussed there are some problems. We did not discuss those problems, but we just said that there are some problems. One of the problem associated with job analysis is management straitjacket. Are you aware? Management straitjacket. Sorry. Management straitjacket. Management straitjacket. Management straitjacket. Yes. This is a serious problem many organizers are facing due to the preparation of job description. Can anyone tell me the meaning of management straitjacket? Management straitjacket. Students, it is all about getting managers' authority limited due to the preparation of job descriptions. If you prepare job description, managers get their authority. Authority is the legitimate power to give orders. Right? So they get their authority limited due to the preparation of job descriptions. What happens if the organizer prepares job description? So if the organizer prepares job description, organization will give a copy of job description to the employee. Employee has a right to get a copy. So employee understand what he's supposed to do, the job description, right? However, understand by mistaken you may not have included one of the duty that the employee is supposed to perform. Later on, manager is going to assign that duty. What will happen? Employee can reject it. No, it is not my duty. It is not in my job description. You can't assign any duty which are not in the job description. So that employee can reject it. No, it is not my duty. I'm not ready to do it. So that manager is facing a trouble. He's facing a problem. He will not be able to get things done through their subordinate. Right? But however, so achieving organized objectives is very important. So that manager has to get things done through subordinate. Right? So in order to avoid such problems, so one of the strategy you can make is to include a special clause, right? So like I have written here at the 12th one. 12th in your job description. So you list down all the main duties. So include a special duty as the last one. In this case, 12th one. What is that? To perform other relevant duties as assigned or as judgment of situation dictates. To perform other relevant duties. With the inclusion of this duty, employee has no say. Employee has no way to say that it is not his duty. Perform other relevant duties as assigned as judge. So employee has to perform that duty. He cannot avoid it. Understand? Right. So that that problem can be prevented. Right. So it has been mentioned. It is always advisable to include a special clause as a special duty. Last one. And whenever you are going to make job descriptions, so include so the last duty as a special duty. Right? To perform other relevant duties as assigned or as judgment of date. Right. Is that clear, students? Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Right. Then part 4, resources, equipment and tools. So what are the resources or equipment, tools, techniques, systems you have to perform the job? So personal secretary should have a computer to work. He or she should have a calculator. He or she should have fax machine, photocopy machine, intercom phones, and other relevant office resources tools. If you do not provide, so he or she will not be able to do it. Working conditions express specifically. Works on modern office setting. Start working at 8:30 and ends 4 p.m. on non-lecture days. Start working at 9:30 and ends 5:30 on lecture days. Works on Saturday from 8:15 to 4:15 p.m. Works on Sundays when there are examinations. Mondays are holidays. Right. So those are the basic informations that you have to put. So you have to have 2 signatures with the details. So one who prepared and his position and signature, and one who checked position, signature, and date. Right. So those are the basic informations of a job description. Then job specification is another document. Job specification is a document that specifies the key qualities and qualification an ideal job holder should have. What are the key qualities and qualifications an ideal job holder should have. Right? You are going to specify. It is a summary of human characteristics. A summary of key qualities and qualifications an ideal job holder should have. What is the required academic qualification? What is the required professional qualification? What is the required length of service or experience? What are the other special competencies required? So and so on. Right? One job specification is for one job. So we have prepared the job specification for the job of personal secretary. University of Sri Jayawardenepura, MSc program unit, job specification, personal secretary. Understand, like job description, there is no any universally accepted format for making job description. So you can prepare as you want, as you like. But better to prepare it with some parts so it becomes so clear. So part one, job identification information. This part will not differ from the part one of JDs. Same. Is very similar to part one of job description. Same information. Part two is for education. Education, essential. GCE, A-level pass. Then desirable education, diploma, secretarial practice. Then part three, experience. Essential. 6-month experience is essential. So then desirable education, 1 year experience as secretary, clerk in university. So competencies. So there are several competencies one should have. Able to work with modern office procedures and operations. Able to understand postgraduate education setting. Able to operate multimedia equipment, printer, photocopy, fax machine, and scanner. Able to operate microcomputer applications such as Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, etc. Those are then so there's a spelling mistake here. So able to type accurately at a minimum of 50 words per minute, able to remember and remind various business matters, and so on. So part 5 is for special qualities. There should have some special qualities. One is wholehearted enthusiastic support to the superior. So he should support to the superiors, coordinator. Good human relations are important. He has to deal with many categories of people. Trustworthiness is utmost important because he has to work with sensitive information such as examinations, so etc. It should be trustworthy. He's helpful and constructive, initiative, lawyer, neat, nicely and drawn. So these are the informations. So in terms of your examination, better to compare JDs with JS. Very easy. So job description explain task, duty, responsibility, working conditions, and other aspects of a specific job. Whereas job specification specifies key qualities and qualifications, and ideal so individual need to perform the job efficiently and effectively. Job description describes the job, but job specification specifies the key qualities and qualifications of the ideal job holder. Job description describes the job. Job specification describes the person ideal needed to perform the job. Job description is a profile of the job characteristic, but job specification is a profile of human characteristic needed for successful performance of the job. Job description contains purpose of the job, duties, working conditions, etc. But job specification contains education, experience, competencies, special mental and physical abilities and qualities. Okay. Right, students, I want to get a feedback. Did you understand what we discussed so far? Is that clear?
Yes, sir, understand.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Then we are approaching the last step, sixth step, is the evaluation of the job analysis process. What is that? So it is very important to make sure that you have done a good job before using this information. Right? So it is you who did it. There's nobody in the organization who knows better than you. Even your boss does not understand about job analysis. It's you who did it. So if you did it by yourself, better to get some understanding about the level of the success of job analysis process. Right? To what extent, to what degree is your job analysis success? You have to evaluate. If your job analysis is not a success, can you use those information? If your job analysis is not a success, can you use those information? If your job analysis is not a success, can you use JDs and JAs? What is your idea? Huh? Your job analysis process is not a success. It is a failure, total failure. So can you use the JDs and JAs you have prepared? Huh?
No.
No, you can't do it because all the reasons that you are going to take based on JDs and JAs go wrong. The process is wrong, right? So that better to get some understanding about the level of the success of the process you followed, right? So that you have to evaluate the level of the success. How can you evaluate? That also has to be done by yourself. There's nobody in the organization who can evaluate it for you. So you should be smart enough to evaluate the level of the success of the process. How can you do it? There may be many ways, but one of the things that you can do is you can check whether you have achieved the objectives of job analysis, right? You can check whether you have achieved the objective. So one of the objective, the major objective of job analysis is to come up with JDs, JS, and performance standards. You can check whether you have done it, you have prepared it. So that there are some questions that you can ask from yourself. Answer the questions to those questions will reveal the level of the success of the process you have followed. Okay, one of the question you can ask. One of the question. Are there prepared JDs? Are there prepared JDs for each and every job in the organization? Are there prepared JDs for each and every jobs in the organization? The answer may be yes or no. Yes or no. If the answer is no, there are many important jobs for which you have not made JDs. Is your job analysis a success? Is your job analysis a success? You have not prepared JDs for many jobs in the organization, many important jobs. Is your job analysis a success? What is your idea? Yes. Is your job analysis success? Difficult to determine. You have not prepared many JDs for many jobs, many important jobs in the organization. Your process a success?
No, sir.
No, it is not a success. You wanted to prepare, but you are not prepared. So you wanted to prepare. One of the objective was to prepare JDs for each and every important jobs, but you have not. So it is not a success. Then another question: are there prepared JS? Are there prepared JS? So for each and every jobs in the organization, the answer may be yes or no. If the answer is yes, there are JS job specifications for each and every job in the organization. For success or failure, it's the success or failure. It's not a big deal to decide. So understand it is a success because you have prepared JS. Another question: does a particular job description prepared by you so describe all the tasks, duties, and responsibilities of that particular job? The answer may be yes or no. If the answer is no, if a particular job description does not describe all the tasks, duties, and responsibilities of that particular job, not a success. It is not a success. Particular job description describe all the task, duties, responsibilities of that particular job, it is a success. Then again, another question. The particular job specification specifies all the key qualities and qualifications of the job holder. Yes or no? If the answer is yes, yes, prepare job specifications specify all the key qualities and qualifications of the ideal job holder. Then it is success, otherwise it is no. Right, so that students, there's no only one method. Use several questions, ask, and try to understand the level of success. Right, finally, we are going to talk about some of the problems associated with job analysis. There are several problems job analysis. If you are going to do job analysis, I'm sure that you are going to encounter these problems, especially if you are going to do job analysis for the first time in the organization. One of the problem is employee fear. Employee fear. What is employee fear? So to understand, employees are fearful about job analysis. Once they understand that you are investigating, you are studying, so something in the organization, they may have fear, they may suspect you, they may have suspicion. If they have a suspicion, so they may not cooperate with you, they may not help you, they may develop some misunderstanding, there will be some misgiving too. They may think that you are collecting data, or you are collecting information, or you are going to find some faults with them. Or they may think that someone has done something wrong and you are going to find the fault with. So sometimes they may think that you are going to cut down their salaries, you are going to cut down their perks, incentives, etc. Or some others may think that so you are going to add some more duty the job they are doing. So there may be many understanding. So if employees have fear, so can you make your job analysis a success? Can you make your job analysis a success if employees are fearful?
Answer.
No, it won't be a success. People will cooperate. If you cannot gather accurate information, genuine information, relevant information, you can't make it correct. Can't make it a success. So if employees are fearful, you know. So what is the strategy then? What is the strategy that you can use to handle this problem? What can you do? Employees are fearful. They will not provide accurate information. They will not help you. They will cheat you. So what is the remedy? What can you do? Students, not limited to one, there are several. One is that you can make them understand about the purpose of job analysis. Make it clear. Right? So you have to let them know. How to explain. Basic element. So we are collecting data with regard to your job characteristic and job holder characteristics. So in order to create large pool of information from which we can take to perform many of the HR functions. We have many HR functions to perform, so that we need information. So we are going to collect. We are not going to take decisions with regard to your salaries, wages, incentives, transfers, promotions, etc. Have no fear. Please cooperate us. So this may be advantages for you too. So you have to. And another strategy is you can use several methods to collect data. Do not depend on one method. Use several methods. Is resistant to change. What is that? What is that resistant to change? That means so employees do not like to change. Understand, there are some people who resist to change. How about you? Do you resist to change? There are some employees, there are some students. Problem in our country. There are some people who don't want to change, want to be in their comfortable zone. Right? They don't want to step into the out of the box. Right? For example, there are some people who do not want to change the place where they have kept the table in their room. Right? So that is the nature. So likewise, in an organization, within an organization, there may be some people who do not want to get job description. So understand, you are going to do a job description. You are going to prepare job descriptions. You are going to do job analysis, prepare JDs and JS for the first time. You did not have JDs so far. You are going to create. Right, with the creation of JDs, employees understand that they get their creativity limited. They may think that they are safe as long as no one knows what they are doing. So that they may resist. No, we don't want JDs. So far, we work without JD. So we are so happy, we are comfortable, so that we don't want JD. If they resist, you can't do anything. Right? So that may be the way of thinking of people. Right. So what is the solution? Solution is to make them understand about the importance of changing. Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, unless you change yourself, so nobody will be able to help you. Change is inevitable. We have to embrace the change constantly. Otherwise, there's no any progress. Even Professor Stoner once said that you have to run very fast. You want to stay at the same place. Professor Stoner, one of the eminent professor in management, he has once said that we have to run very fast. We want to stay at the same place. Our intention is not to stay on the same place. Our intention is to march forward, go forward, achieve success. So that how quickly we should run. Right. So let them know the meaning of or the significance of changing. With no marching forward, no going forward. Right. Management straitjacket we discuss. It is all about limiting managers' authority. Right. So strategy is to include a special clause as the last duty. So fourth one is overemphasis on present workers. Overemphasis on present workers. Understand when it comes to job analysis, so some job analysts overemphasize on present workers. That is wrong. Do not overemphasize. To the weight. So you have to emphasize on not the present worker, ideal job holder. For example, students understand in an organization, so particular job analysis has done a study job analysis and has prepared JDs and JS. So there is a particular machine operator who is working as a machine operator. The job is good, doing well. But he has joined the organization as a laborer. And while working, he has completed his higher studies. Now he has completed degree too. He is having a degree. He's a graduate, but is still working as a machine operator. He's happy with the job. He's happy with the job. He's doing. Now you have prepared JDs. When you write your JDs, you have made it clear that so the required academic qualification to work as a machine operator is a university degree. Is it correct? Is that right?
No.
Huh? What do you say? What do you say? The specification says that the required academic qualification to work as a machine operator is to have a university degree. Is it correct? What is your idea? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
No, it is not correct. Incorrect. So this present job income, but may be having a job, so university degree. But it doesn't require to have a university degree to work as machine operator. This is a special case. This particular employee has joined the organization as a laborer, and he has climbed the career ladder and now having a university degree, but he's happy with the job he is doing. But it is so if you get a transfer, if he leave the organization, so you'll not be able to find another one with degree qualification to do the job. Nobody will come to work as a machine operator with degree qualification. So that it is wrong. It is wrong to say that so one should have a degree to work as machine operator. So do not overemphasize on present worker. So emphasize on the ideal job holder. Ideal job holder. Right. Finally, job inflation. What is job inflation? Of you some understanding about the meaning. You inflate the job. You overemphasize the importance of the job, the significance of the job purposefully, with the intention of getting more and more perks, more and more benefits, salaries, to overemphasize the importance of the job, the employer organization. And you don't know the type of the jobs we are doing. It is so difficult, so it requires a lot of effort, lot of energy, etc. So what happened is, so you are misguided. You are misguided. That may not be the case. Intention of getting more salaries, more rewards, more incentives, more benefits, you are going to inflate. Give weight. Do not give more weight, give weight. Right? So what is the strategy that you can use? Handle that problem. So one is about the purpose of job analysis. Make it clear. Let them know the purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, the purpose of job analysis is to collect information with regard to job characteristic and job holder characteristic in order to create large pool of information from which we can take to perform any other job. So that is the very purpose. Right. The other thing is that you can use not only one method of data collection, you can use several methods of data collection. Not depend only on one method. So that so if you did not capture so by using one method, so you can use another method in order to do it. Right? Problems so you are going to face, you are likely to face. So be aware of these things, and you have to have some strategies to face those problems. Right. With that, I want to conclude so our session. If you have any question, you can ask now. If you have any question, you can ask now. Any question? Right. If not, we are going to stop the session by now. So we have to discuss one of the case related to this session. So I will do it when time permits. Right. I will discuss one of the case really directly related to job analysis. Right. When you're going to meet next time. Right. With that, I want to conclude. So a little bit early. Yesterday, I had to break my rest. So we had a spirit chanting ceremony at one of our neighbors' place. I had to be there. So I feel very sleepy too. Right, student, with that, I want to conclude today's session. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for your cooperation, collaboration, patience, everything. Okay. Right. See you next time.
So attendance.
Hello. Attendance. So I think it is already so recorded. So in the system. So once you get the access to LMS, so we can get a report with regard to. So were you asked to mark attendance online? Well, let me to check.
We mark the attendance in other sessions.
Right, right. So, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yes. Give me a minute.